We'll see how long he can make an appearance in this video because I think maybe he just needs to get a little bit more comfortable. I can do that for you, buddy. I think he's just still tired and wants to continue napping, so I will let him do that. What's up, gamers and friends? Welcome back for another dose of good vibes. And for this video, not necessarily video games, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of questions regarding video games. This is really just a video for anybody who wants to click on it, wants to hang out, get to know a little bit more about me. Maybe you found the channel recently, but I wanted to make this video as kind of a Q&A for no particular reason, really just ending 2021, getting into 2022, and just to allow people that found the channel maybe sometime this year to get to know me a little bit more and see maybe what's changed since last year, the year before that, or maybe even from a couple months ago. And maybe this is your first time being here. Thank you so much for clicking. It's really appreciated, and it has been awesome getting to know so many people this year. So what I did was, probably about a week ago now, I put out a community post just saying, hey, post some questions down below in the replies and I will get to them and make a video about it. So what I'm gonna do in this video is I have decided that my favorite way to prepare is to not. I don't like to prepare for most things unless it's like a test. Studying is good. Preparing in that sense is good thing. Good thing. Do that. That's good for you. But otherwise, I kind of like to be a little bit spontaneous, especially with stuff like this where the questions are about me personally, my interests, yada yada. I like to go in those kind of blind and answer them genuinely and on the spot. I don't want the answers to really come off scripted at all. So I have my community post right in front of me, and I'm just going to kind of go down and read some of the questions and answer them as I go. I'm very interested to see what you guys are curious about, because it's interesting, me being me. Actually, most times I don't even know what I want, so this will be really interesting and probably insightful for me as well, and I'll probably learn a lot about myself that maybe I didn't know. So before I get into it, I just want to say thank you so much for all the support this year. 2021 has been insane. I went from being a streamer to pretty much just a YouTuber, pre-recording stuff, and it has really helped me blossom a lot of my creativity that I didn't even know I had. I love all of the different ideas that I can come up with, video types, not just doing gameplays and playthroughs and stuff. As the years go on, as the months go on, I always kind of am hit with a little bit of inspiration of like, oh, this would make a good video, oh, that would make a good video, and it's such a different form of content, and I love it. Anyway, back to the video and the content. I'm excited to jump in and see what you guys have to ask. Alright, so scrolling through here, first one is by Weston Pierce, and I love that this is the first one. When are you going to start doing more than one game at once and upload more? I need my daily dose of good vibes and video games in my Miranda fix more and more and more. First off, I just want to say thank you so much for your enthusiasm. Love the caps. I felt that comment in my soul. So addressing the first part of the question, when am I going to start doing more than one game at once and uploading them? I started off 2021 and kind of started posting to my YouTube channel. I wanted to start off really strong. For a really long time there, I was uploading every single day, and they were like hour-long videos. That was doable for me for quite a while, and it wasn't until halfway through 2021 that I really started to feel like the burnout from it. As of right now, I do YouTube more as like a hobby side thing. The revenue that I earn from ads and memberships and stuff right now is not enough for me to kind of quit my job and be able to focus on this more. If it gets to that point, that would be incredible, because there's so much stuff that I want to get to and I want to post about and edit and just try out for the first time. Okay, I think he wants to go down. Go, buddy boy. I get it. Sometimes I don't want to hear me talk either, so, you know. He's trying to bury into the bed right now. He's trying to make himself a little bed space. He's so cute. So towards the end of 2021, with kind of switching up careers and not really knowing what I was wanting for me personally, in terms of just not even like what I want out of YouTube, what I want out of a career, like it was more what I wanted out of life. And there was a moment where I kind of took a step back from a lot of things and tried to recenter myself and get to a mental space where I had more clarity about who I was as a person and what I just wanted out of life in general. I do know one thing for sure, and this has been this way since I was a kid, but I have always loved video games. They have been such an amazing form of entertainment. I don't want to say escape, but it has been this tool that I use to kind of transport myself to other worlds that don't currently exist in our own reality here, like magic and monsters and like all these other things and all these incredible stories that are created and brought to life through a lot of the games that I like to play. So there was a little bit of time this year where I really dialed down on the amount of content I was putting out just because of personal, I don't want to say health reasons, but just personal recentering reasons. Obviously, in the future, if it is possible, it would be awesome to get to a point where I can really just do YouTube and express myself full time. But as of right now, everything is the way it is. I'm going into 2022 with the most positive of expectations, and I really do hope that that lends itself nicely to being able to upload more and play more games at once. As of right now, just with juggling jobs, household chores, bills are really important. Unfortunately, we need to pay those. Family things, just making sure everybody's healthy, including myself. I did kind of feel bad at first when I had to dial back on the amount of content I was putting out there, but I do hope you know that it was for the best of reasons, and I do hope to attain that again. But I'm glad you need your daily dose of good vibes again, but hopefully I can just bring the good vibes regardless of what day it's posted on. The next question here is by Lauren Dormady. I hope I pronounced that right, Lauren Dormady. What are your career ambitions? Also, thank you so much for the great content you produce. It really cheered me up in my darkest moments this year. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas and a New Year. Thank you for being you, because you're a wonderful human. Lots of love from the UK. Aw, thank you so much. And I'm really glad that I'm reading these real time and being able to react to them real time, because it is really, really touching when I read some of this stuff. Because in my mind, sometimes it's just me playing video games, editing them, and then posting them for hopefully people's enjoyment, but I have no expectations of what people get from my I hope it's only positive though. I hope nobody gets anything negative or anything misconstrued from any of the videos that I ever post. That is never my intention. I only want people to walk away feeling better. That's like my only goal. But going back to the career ambitions things, you know what? I don't really have a specific career ambition. The only career ambition I have is more whatever I do in life, whether it's having an industry job, whether it's having a medical profession, whether it's just maybe freelance creative stuff. I want to be able to help people in some capacity, whether it's mentally, emotionally, physically. Like, I want to know that I have added to the world, that I have done what I could for the betterment of somebody else. I'm not always proud to talk about this, but I'm gonna be honest, I have had a lot of different like career paths in the past. I have been working since I was 13 or 14 years old. I started off, in retail, in catering businesses. I worked concession stand when I was like 13. For a long time, I never saw myself as like an entrepreneur or anybody with any sort of creative ability. For some reason, I did not have a lot of confidence in my creativity when I was a kid. So I always thought that I was going to end up in industry somehow, even though deep down, I don't even think at the time that was what I wanted to do. But career ambitions specifically, I've had a lot of jobs in the past. I know that kind of comes with the stigma sometimes, but I'm really somebody that if I'm not happy doing what I'm doing, if it's not fulfilling for me, I need to find something that truly is. And for me, for a long time, actually, content creation and streaming was everything to me. It was the greatest way I've ever found in my life to express myself comfortably and really be myself, because I am an introvert. I like being around people, but I do feel the most comfortable when I'm alone and I'm able to dive deep and learn more about myself. But I would say, as of right now, with all the soul searching I've done this year and in the past, my newer career ambitions at the time, at this particular moment, because it changes a lot, I want to help people. I want to heal people in whatever way that means, and I'm actually looking at going back to school for a program. I'm signed up for a program for 2022 where I will be going back to school and hopefully getting certified in an area of healing where I really think it'll be beneficial to me. It'll be relaxing for myself and others, and I'm really excited to see where this comes after a lot of soul searching and questioning everything I ever thought in the past, or what was the correct route for me because of my degree or what having a traditional job means. I hope that answers your questions with my career ambitions. I don't really know, but I kind of know. But I know that I want to help people and heal people. Like, that's it. I just want to be of service to others. Next question is Kartiki Anand. Again, I hope I pronounced that right. I'm not really good at pronunciation. Favorite genre of video games? Which game made you fall in love with gaming? Your first ever video game? Oh, okay, there's 4 questions here. Favorite console. And then you say, thank you, Miranda. Right. For the daily dose of good vibes in video games. You're welcome. Again, if I can bring the dose of good vibes, even when we play some depressing ass games, that's my goal. I'm coming in with the good vibes all the time. Because I know good vibes, keeping the good vibes is probably the hardest full-time job you will ever have in your life, is constantly staying positive or looking at every situation from a more positive angle. And if I can inspire something within you to create them good vibes as well, that I've done my freaking job. Favorite genre of video games? Easy. RPGs, specifically open world. So maybe I would say open world. And then RPG is like a subset of that. But if it's open world, yes, absolutely, exploration. I love everything to do with open world games. Open world. Did I say open world? Which game made you fall in love with gaming? Easy. Halo franchise. Fondest memories as a kid? Well, I don't know. That's weird. That's an interesting question, because I've been gaming since I was like, or watching people play games since I was like 4 or 5. That's a rough estimate. I was in the single digits though. The game that made me obsessed with watching people play video games was watching my dad play games like Tomb Raider 2 on PlayStation 1. I have so many memories, and I can still hear like the grunts and the sound effects from the old games replaying in my head. Those sounds alone inspires so much nostalgia in me. I can't even describe it to you. I actually recently went through and found a full walkthrough of Tomb Raider 2, and I just sat there and binged it one day, just for the nostalgia of it. I watched my dad play that for hours, multiple times, all the way through. We even would go through all the games together. I gotta actually see if I have it. I have a whole packet of printable walkthrough tips that we had to print off at the time, because YouTube wasn't around where you couldn't just pull up a tutorial to help you through a certain part of the game. You actually had to print off an entire manual. We would go through and we'd find all the little hidden dragon collectibles. I have so many fond memories of playing Thrillville with my family and just playing the mini games. There was a lot of single player games that I played as a kid that I fell in love with, but Halo is probably the game franchise that I played where I was like, I'm obsessed. That was my first introduction into community gaming and actually playing with other people and meeting other people from all around the world, and I thought that was so freaking cool. But it probably wasn't until I got my hands on Fallout 3 that RPGs, open world RPGs, character customization, dialogue options, that was what signed, sealed, delivered my fate in the video gaming industry and wanting to play more and learn more about any games I could get my hands on. I'm a massive Bethesda fan, so all of the Bethesda games are so extremely special to me. But yeah, Fallout 3 was kind of what changed me, and after that, I played Fallout New Vegas, Oblivion, Skyrim, Fallout 4, and I would every day Google games like Fallout 3, games like Fallout New Vegas. I couldn't get enough of those games. Your first ever video game, I don't even know if I know that answer, because I've had a DS, played PlayStation 1 when I was really young. But I would think the game, it's not my first game, it's definitely not my first game, but the first game that I played that I can remember distinctly playing through multiple times was The Amazing Spider-Man from PlayStation 1. I can quote that entire game from start to finish. I've finished it so many times. That game is embedded in my human being. Like, that is a part of me. That is in my DNA now. Favorite console? I don't really have one. I love them all. I kind of think console wars are really silly because I think each one offers a little something different for each person. Consoles in general make gaming more accessible because they tend to be cheaper. They tend to be more portable, where PC, it's great because the hardware is really good and you can play really powerful games and everything looks gorgeous, and there's a lot of other games that you have available to you compared to consoles. Like, you don't have as many indie titles and really, really cheap titles. I love them all though. I'm a massive PC gamer. I do love Xbox because that's where I played Halo. I love Xbox for that reason. I love PlayStation now because the more PlayStation exclusives I play, the more I just become obsessed with having to get a PlayStation 5. Like, I need a PlayStation. I don't know where I'm going to get one. They're, like, impossible to find, but I will get my hands on a PlayStation 5 this year because I need to play all of the games coming out in 2022. Now I'm fixated on getting a PlayStation 5 right now. Okay, Miranda, finish the video. I think I got to all of your questions. You had four. I can count. Nice. Soren, which, by the way, I love your face. You comment on every single video. We interact so much on Twitter. You have become like a staple. I feel like in my YouTube community, whenever I see your comments, it just brightens my day. You give a lot of awesome insight into every game I think I've played. You've helped me a lot too. You've given me a lot of really helpful tips, so I appreciate you so much. And if you think that I don't notice comments, I do. I read almost all of them. You have always been so kind to me on the internet, and I appreciate you so much. I love all of your comments, so thank you. Thank you. Soren asks, what life lessons have you learned from video games you've played this year or in life in general? This is an amazing question, and I would say, honestly, up until I played the Life is Strange game specifically, I never really thought too deep into games. Like, they would stir up emotion, sure, but I never really thought of them as teaching me anything. None of them really stuck with me, I guess. So it wasn't until the Life is Strange games where I was like, holy crap, games are so much more than just entertainment. It's like reading a book. When you read a book, sometimes you walk away with a life lesson. Sometimes you walk away with symbolism and perspective on something that you never had before. Couple life lessons that I've learned just off the top of my head, specifically from Life is Strange, is that life just is what it is. And there's so many factors that are outside of our control, and that's okay. Life is Strange specifically taught me that lesson because, you know, especially during the first game, which I have to replay it, by the way, when the remaster comes out, because I have a lot of things that I missed in the first one because it was my first time ever playing that game ever, and it was one of the first games of that genre that I ever played either. So it was a huge learning curve for me, and I still get comments on those videos to this day of things that I missed, things that I did wrong. Trust me, I know. That game taught me that there's so little that we do have control over, and sometimes just because something didn't work out the way you wanted it to, changing it won't necessarily make it better. Sometimes the way it did pan out originally is the way that it was supposed to happen, because if you would have gone the other route, a different lesson would have been taught. But maybe the reason something worked out the way it did was because there was a certain lesson from that experience that you needed to walk away with, if that makes sense. The Last of Us games and the Walking Dead games as well taught me a lot of crazy life lessons because and it's not even game related, it was more posting and sharing those games. I learned that perspective is huge, like really huge. Growing up, I always kind of thought things were a certain way and things were right and things were wrong because I've only ever experienced things from my own personal human perspective. Specifically with Life is Strange 2, being able to swap from Ellie to playing as Abby. During the beginning of the game, you kind of looked at Abby like a villain because we didn't understand where she came from. Once we switched perspectives and we got to play it from her point of view, and I got all of this insight into what she's been through, both the good and the bad. That was a strong realization for me that being really quick to judge doesn't help anybody, because sometimes the initial judgment that you have about somebody or some situation will actually limit you, and you won't be able to get something that could be really helpful out of a specific situation. And The Walking Dead 2 taught me a lot, and it taught me a lot about being just comfortable in my decisions and with myself as a person, because there were a lot of decisions that I made in that game that a lot of people did not agree with, and it led to a lot of very angry comments. That was a hard stretch for me because I really had to learn to not take comments personally, and that's always been one of my greatest downfalls growing up, was taking things really personally and really literally. It also taught me an appreciation for just people and humans in general and their perspectives on things, because just because their perspectives or their opinions on something differs from mine does not mean they're a bad person, does not mean their opinions aren't valid. If anything, sometimes their opposing opinions could shed light on something that I didn't realize before. Book Lover says, since you love Life is Strange, which I do, which one is your favorite and which DLC do you love more? This one's pretty easy for me. I loved all of them in their own ways, but I think my favorite one is definitely the first one, because it was the first one I played, is the first one of the series, and it's kind of what kicked off my love of those types of games, and it is what kicked off my channel as well. I owe so much to the first game. You have no idea. That was the first time where I was like, I saw my videos getting more and more views and I was like, oh my gosh, this is really exciting. DLC though, I don't know if I've played a lot of the DLCs for those games specifically, except for the Wavelengths DLC for True Colors, which was great in its own way. I loved the emphasis on the music and being able to become a DJ. Nam 10, which by the way, you're another person I see on a lot of my videos, and I appreciate you and your positivity and your insight so much. All of your comments are so incredibly kind, and again, I just want to throw that out there and say thank you. What would you say is the most impactful game you've played this year? It could be multiple games. If you can't decide, which yeah, I have a hard time deciding a lot of the time. I would say emotionally impactful was probably The Last of Us Part 2. That one was a tearjerker, and I got emotional whiplash from that one a couple times. But then there was also the Life is Strange games, which they were not afraid to talk about certain themes, maybe themes that I was a little bit more uncomfortable at the beginning with, but it trained me to just become comfortable with that and to be faced with conversations and topics that maybe should be talked about. But a lot of other impactful games were just impactful for the channel, like the Life is Strange games were super impactful for my channel in general. So was The Walking Dead. A lot of people found my channel through that game as well. So again, super grateful, super impactful on my life and on my channel. Roderick Hare says, what is a game that you're really excited and looking forward to playing on your channel? Again, you're a person who comments on so many of my videos, and you are such an incredible supporter of the channel, and you got a little member sticker next to your name, so thank you so much. I've corresponded with you a couple of times on Twitter, and again, you're so positive, you're so kind, and your energy and your kindness is so appreciated. So what game am I really excited and looking forward to playing on my channel? Dude, so many. I'm gonna try to name them all. I really want to play Bloodborne. Really, I don't know why, because I've never played a soft something. What's Softworks? Yep, before I go forward, correction, it's From Softworks. It would be my first From Softworks game ever. I've always been so incredibly terrified to try those games. I've always heard that those types of Souls-like games are really difficult, really ragey. People are known for breaking their controllers, and also there's a lot of people that are just really insanely good at the game, and I don't know if I'd ever be really good at the game, but I don't see that as a reason for not being able to try them. But I have a lot of anxiety around playing that game because I don't want to be bad at it, obviously, but it's my first time ever, and I've never played those games before, so I have no idea what to expect. But the feel of the game, the look, that like gothic, old, really super retro look, I'm obsessed with that look, and I'm obsessed with that vibe, and the fact that I could learn just how to persevere from that game in beating it. That's a game that I really want to play, but I am scared. That's an older one, so let's get to some newer ones coming out in 2022. I'm really excited to play Dying Light 2. So excited. I loved the first game, played it at least 3 times. I want to try Elden Ring, but I want to play Bloodborne first. Horizon Forbidden West. Starfield, definitely. God of War Ragnarok, yes. Uncharted, the entire Uncharted series. I cannot freaking wait to play. And I'm probably going to look into playing that next after The Last of Us Part 2. I'm kind of leaning more towards that game, but as of recording this right now in this moment, I have not played those games, and I want to so badly. There's a lot of other games coming out in 22, though I'm sure that I can't really remember off the top of my head, but trust me, there's a lot that I'm super excited for. If I didn't mention any, it's not because I'm not excited, it's probably because I just don't remember right now. Juliet! Love your face so much. Julia asks, I know you love pizza. What is your ultimate pizza topping? First off, I want to say, if you guys don't know who Juliet is, follow her. She's incredible. Subscribe to her YouTube channel. She's also a Let's Player, YouTuber, amazing human though. She is so incredibly kind, and you guys, if you don't know who she is yet, you will love her. Just letting you know. So go give her a follow. Pizza topping, easy. Anything with meat on it. Sausage, bacon, chicken, chicken, okay. Pepperoni, extra pepperoni. I love banana peppers. Love banana peppers, jalapenos, regular bell peppers, onions. I don't even mind mushrooms. The only thing I really won't eat on pizza is like tomatoes. I actually don't even like tomato sauce. Whenever I order a pizza, I try to go with anything that's not a tomato-based sauce. So like sometimes it'll be like garlic parmesan cheese sauce, or maybe even no sauce, or maybe like a garlic butter sauce. I'll always choose that over marinara. I don't like tomatoes, but I love ketchup. Probably doesn't make sense, but it is what it is. Again, I'm really sorry if I mispronounced this. Chatterusi says, "What do you want for Christmas?" And what do you really want for Christmas? Great question. Well, it's actually after Christmas right now, but what I wanted for Christmas was honestly no gifts. My family and I told each other this year, we're like, no gifts. No big gifts. If you do get us anything, things that we need, like literally, for example, I got a razor for Christmas, like an amazing razor actually from the Dollar Shave Club. Best 6-blade razor I've actually never had a fancy 6-blade razor before, but now I won't ever go back. I got so many pairs of socks. I freaking love socks. Fuzzy socks, ankle socks, long socks, toe socks. Actually, that's where I draw the line. Toe socks are weird, dude. Weird. If you like toe socks, just a personal preference. No judgment on you whatsoever. You're still a fantastic human. Keep doing what you're doing. And what do I really want for Christmas? What I really want for Christmas is for fucking COVID-19 to go away. That's what I want for Christmas. I want to be able to go out. I want to be able to travel again. I want to be able to see my friends. But in a way, I also am kind of grateful for what we've kind of been through with the pandemic so far, because if I wasn't forced to go inside and kind of quarantine and take some alone time, I don't think I would have done a lot of the soul searching that I did this year. Before, it felt like I was on autopilot, and I don't really know how I was doing that for so long, but looking back, I'm like, you know what? I think that was necessary to really find out what I truly wanted in life. Moving on, Leo Momento says, "Are you still following these streamers that inspired you to start? When will we see a collab with other streamers / like YouTubers?" Because as of right now, I don't stream. Maybe I will in the future, but if I do, it'll be more of a person-to-person chatting, getting to know the community, not necessarily gameplay. And if it is gameplay, it'll be like online stuff, because I like recording story games. Gives me way more time to focus on what's being said so I don't miss things. That was a huge weakness that I had when I streamed story games. I missed so much stuff. I do think it was frustrating for people that watch, and I totally sympathize with that now. I am still following a lot of streamers that inspired me to start, absolutely. Just to name a few, Kitty Plays is one of my all-time favorite people. She doesn't really stream as much, I don't think, anymore, but she is somebody who is just so positive. She has such an incredibly positive outlook on life. She has helped me want to become a better and happier person. I don't even believe in like self-improvement. I believe more in the idea of self-realization, realizing who you really are, which is inherently good. And she really feeds into that mentality, and she's always helping me to think about things from a different perspective. I follow a lot of the bigger streamers as well, because I just kind of like seeing where they go and what's possible for us as well, for all the other YouTubers out there. So it is really inspiring to watch them hit massive milestones, get incredible sponsorships, move in and create content with their friends. It's like, that's what's potentially possible for me and other people. I don't really look at that and see jealousy or see like they have that and I don't. It's like, this is what's possible for us. That's incredible. But I love following the old streamers that got me into this, because I love seeing their personal growth as well. Every human changes. Who they were 2 years ago is not who they are now. And it's honestly incredible to watch them change and watch them grow into a more amazing human being, or even to watch them make mistakes and learn from them. That's really important too. A friend says, "What are you most proud of in this channel and community?" I'm just really proud of where we are at in every single moment. Every single point in my journey on YouTube and in life teaches me something that I didn't know previously. What I know now is not what I knew when I had 1,000 subscribers, when I had 5,000 subscribers, and I think right now we're almost to 8,000 subscribers. So every milestone of growth has offered something totally different. And I will say that growing online in any capacity as an influencer, YouTuber, streamer, so on and so forth, you learn a lot about yourself. But I'm really proud of everywhere we've been in this channel. I'm so proud of the people that I've met. I'm so proud of their accomplishments. I'm so proud of my accomplishments, and again, who I was at the beginning of 2021 alone is not who I am now. Completely different person. I'm so much happier with who I am right now. I love myself so much more, and I think with embodying that self-love, I hope it kind of bleeds into my content and inspires people to also just love and appreciate who they are in that moment as well. And I don't think I talk about that a lot because my content's more about just games in general. It's not really about lifestyle things, but that's what I get from a lot of the positive comments that I see of people saying, I love your perspective on this, or I love the lesson that you picked up on this, or even the comments that say, I hate how you did this. It's like, oh, well, maybe I can try something a little bit differently. And then I realize, oh, there is a better way to do this. And they helped me realize that. So I'm proud of everybody. I'm proud of the people that bring the positive vibes. I'm also proud of the people that point out things that maybe I was mistaken on, or maybe that I could do better. As long as it's not just negative for the sake of being negative and it comes with a constructive spin on it, like I can learn something from it, then all comments are good comments in one way or another if you really think about it. The best channel ever says, any games that give you a hint of nostalgia? Ooh, any of the old PlayStation 1 games, like I said before, the old Tomb Raider franchise, old Amazing Spider-Man game from PlayStation 1, pretty much any PlayStation 2 game that I own ever, which, hold on a second, hold on. Oh, I'm going to get them. Honest to God, there's actually more than these, but this is all that my puny arms could carry up the stairs right now. Want to take a walk down memory lane here, nostalgia lane? Oh, we'll do it. This honestly might become a really, really long video, but honestly, I'm okay with that. I want to get to as much as I can, and people don't have to watch if they don't want to. Star Wars The Force Unleashed. Oh my God, I played the crap out of this game, the first Spider-Man for PlayStation 2. I have spent so many hours of my life playing these games. Guitar Hero 1 and Guitar Hero 2, yes, but primarily Guitar Hero 3. This was the shit. This is the reason I like so many of those songs, and I know about most of the bands that I know about now is because of this game. And I remember as a kid spending so many hours trying to beat Raining Blood because it was so difficult on, well, every difficulty at the time. I mean, once you overcome one, then you just upgrade to the next one, or you graduate to the next level, and then you replay all the songs again on a harder difficulty. This was absolute masterpiece, changed my life. Again, part of my being soul thing. 007, Agent Under Fire. Yes. Played the crap out of that game even though I sucked at it, and there was like one part that I never got past. This game is literally my childhood. I have played it so many times. I've beaten it so many times. I love the movie. I love this game. This game's everything to me. I will never get rid of it, ever. Madagascar. Pac-Man World 2, again, another staple in my childhood. Played it so many times. Never beat it, though, because I always got to this one part as a kid. Could never get past it, but this had one of the more immersive worlds for me. It was just very magical. I remember specifically there was one part in the game where you'd kind of go on some treetop. Actually, this makes me really want to play it right now. I'm going to probably play it later. My mom made me get rid of all of my PlayStation stuff at their house when they moved. It was all in boxes and stuff. She's like, just come and take this stuff. So I did. I wouldn't let her throw it away. And for good reason, because I plan on playing a lot of these games again. But this one specifically, sorry, it's kind of blurry. Boom, Battlefront 2. I don't even need words for this one. This one's just self-explanatory. Thousands of hours destroying my father in this game. ATV Off-Road Fury. Yes, I love ATVs. I would spend so much time in the free roam and just try to outscore my dad. Avatar: The Last Airbender. I don't think a lot of people liked this game, but I loved it. I don't know why I loved it, but I love everything about this world, this show. And The Incredibles. Played this and beat this so many times. This one I played way more than the Underminer one. This one was the greatest one. This was my childhood as well. Star Wars Bounty Hunter. So difficult for me as a kid. So difficult. I don't know if I've ever personally beat it. I watched somebody beat it, but yeah, it was always really hard for me at one point, and I would always rage quit, but I still loved the game. It's not that I didn't love it, it was just really hard for me. Jak and Daxter, Jak 2, and Jak 3. Enough said. The end. The Sims and The Sims 2 Pets. Duh. Harry Potter Goblet of Fire and pretty much all of the Harry Potter PlayStation games. I mean, I think I've tried them all at some point. I don't even like racing games in general because I just don't like them. They're not my thing. But Gran Turismo 3. So many hours playing this game. I don't even know why. I loved it. Thrillville, like I may have mentioned before, one of the best games I've played, but more, I didn't even play, like I played the main story quest thing of building up your amusement park and making money and stuff. Man, it's one of the first management games I actually ever played, and it's the reason I do like that genre. I more played it for the minigame section where you could just start a whole queue of the mini games and play them with family members. So me, my brother, and my dad would play all those mini games for hours, literal hours. Star Wars Battlefront, the first one, again, self-explanatory. I don't even think I need to say more about this one. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. I'm a massive Star Wars fan, so again, don't even need to say anything about it. It's just... I'll still play these games. Childhood, again, just a childhood staple. I've played through them more times than I can count. And same thing goes for Star Wars 2 Lego. I mean, again, they're so incredible. Hi, buddy. You're just sneaking on in here. Sims 2 Pets, but that's really like all I could carry. There's plenty more downstairs that I could go through, but for the sake of time, which this video is already going to be extremely long, we'll leave it at that for now. Adam Dessner says, who would you team up with during the zombie apocalypse, Clementine or Ellie? Cannot choose both. They're both extreme badasses and can both carry themselves in a gunfight, so I can't even pit them against each other there. And we got to see both of them pretty much through childhood and kind of growing up and seeing the person that they became. This is so hard. Why'd you have to ask that question? Probably Ellie, because her dad jokes, I feel like we'd be able to crack jokes during the zombie apocalypse a lot. I could really play off of her, and she kind of has a very similar sense of humor, very, very dry, sarcastic, one-liners, you know, it's like nothing, nobody says anything, and then all of a sudden she's got a little retort in there somewhere. So I do kind of vibe with Ellie, I think, but I vibe with them both as people. They both had elements and aspects of me kind of in them, or like I saw myself in them a little bit. So I think I'd have to choose Ellie, but it's really hard. At this point, it was 50-50. Leo Momento also asked, would you consider doing videos non-related to gaming? Yes, yes, yes. Travel, crocheting, literally anything that I find interesting, I would love to make videos on. However, it might not be on a channel like this. I would probably make separate channels for other areas just to kind of keep a flow to overall content, to not confuse people. And, you know, I do recognize a lot of people subscribe to this channel for very specific content. So just to not have that be confusing, I think I'd separate it. But I would definitely make more videos, but they would be on other channels. Jay Johnson asks, can you play any instruments? If so, or if not, what is your favorite instrument? Throughout the years growing up, I dabbled with a lot of different instruments. However, at this point in time, I cannot just pick up and play any one specific instrument, probably besides my voice. I used to sing on stream all the time. I love music, and I took voice lessons for about 3 years when I was in high school, but that's probably the only instrument right now that I can really play and pick up, because you bring your voice everywhere. That's what I love about it. Singing can be so beautiful, and lyrics can be so beautiful. Certain songs can just make you feel a certain way. You know, when those people hit those high notes, just sends shivers down your spine. That is such a magical experience for me. But yeah, growing up, I dabbled in a lot of different instruments. I played the violin for a little bit. I played a Croatian instrument called the brach, which is like a guitar thing. I played that for many, many years. I took piano lessons for a hot minute, and I would say that's it, but mostly my voice. I've actually been really addicted to listening to The Greatest Showman soundtrack. I'm a huge musical theater nerd. Most musicals I've either seen or have heard of or know the music to. Huge fan of Phantom of the Opera, Wicked. But yeah, I've really been addicted to listening to The Greatest Showman recently. Specifically that song, Rewrite the Stars, I think it's called. You know we can rewrite the stars. How can you say you'll be mine? Nothing can keep us apart. You were the one I was meant to find. There's a little taste. I know I did not get the lyrics right. I probably mixed them up somewhere because I only just started recently listening to that one. I didn't really like it at first when I first saw the movie. That was my least favorite song, but it for some reason became my most favorite song. I don't know. I'm definitely not a belter. I'm more of like a softer classical. Like, I was classically trained. I'm not the best belter. I'm no like Ariana Grande. But Michael Harrison says, Miranda, what kind of dog is Toby and what kind of music do you like? What got you into gaming? Lots of questions here. What kind of dog is Toby? He is a Parsons Jack Russell Terrier, or like I like to call him, a Jack Russell Terror. Just kidding. He's honestly the best dog ever. He's so intelligent and he's so incredibly loyal and loving. I wouldn't have him any other way. And he is currently sitting right there. I wish you could see him. What kind of music do I like? I like really anything that's good, anything that speaks to me. Specifically musical theater though. I love show tunes. 70s rock a lot. I love ABBA. ABBA is my favorite band of all time. Greatest band of all time. I will die on that hill. And any plans for the future, just to live a happy, abundant, prosperous life and just to be grateful at every moment for everything that I have. As Kayla says, have you ever had a video game crush? And if so, who? I tend to like more mysterious characters. Again, I haven't played the Uncharted series yet, but I think Nathan Drake is super hot. Just saying. Soren's asked like 4 questions, and I was trying to do one per person, but if COVID ended tomorrow or next week and could travel anywhere in the world for free, where would you go? I would go to the UK. I'd go to Switzerland. I'd go to Sweden. I'd go to Australia. I'd go to New Zealand. I'd go to China. I'd go to Japan. I would literally go anywhere. I just want to get out of here. I just want to get out. I want to get out! Brendo asks, wait. You're human? I will have you know, I am part human, yeah. I also have been told I'm part clown, because I think I'm funny, but I'm not actually funny, and maybe can sometimes be creepy. But yeah, I'm mostly human. Kind of hoping one day to find out that I'm part, like, extraterrestrial or something. That would be sweet. Tim W. says, if you were a potato, what way would you like to be prepared? Fries. Not steak cut. I like them thin. I like them crispy on the outside, soft on the inside. That's exactly how I want to be prepared. And salted. When people don't salt their fries, I'm just like, what is wrong with you? Reba the Wet says, what is your zodiac sign and do you resonate with it? I'm not very good on, like, is that called astrology? I've never really vibed it too much with that area, but I am getting more and more into it recently for some reason. I think I'm a Gemini. I was born on June 20th, and I'm pretty sure I was a Gemini. Let us do some quick research here. So I'm just looking at allure.com, personality of a Gemini explained. Have you ever been so busy that you wished you could clone yourself just to get everything done? Yes. That's the Gemini experience in a nutshell. Oh, great. Good to know. Because of the Gemini's intrinsic duality, they're often falsely misrepresented as two-faced. In reality, however, Gemini rarely has a hidden agenda. Here's the thing is, like, if people talk about me behind my back, I frankly don't really want to know about it. If it's good, great. If it's bad, I'm like, really none of my business and not really my responsibility what other people think about me, their expectations of who I am as a person. Because to really understand who somebody is, you have to sit down with them and just figure out what makes them tick and who they are. I would personally not say that I am two-faced, as in I am one way to somebody and then behind their back I'm a different way because I want something from them. It's more or less I have a lot of different moods, and sometimes one of them will be more pronounced than the other, like good versus a bad day. Like if I have a bad day, it can really affect me for the whole day, and I'm working on that. But if I'm really in a great mood, like I feel like I just emanate that. Like I can feel it. I can feel it in my surroundings. I can feel it everywhere. It's like tangible. But I would not say that I would ever do anything knowingly to somebody to hurt them at all. Oh, I've had instances in the past where I found out that I said something to somebody without having the intention of it hurting them, and I found out later that it did in fact hurt them a little bit. I can't even describe to you the amount of awfulness I feel when I find that out. It's like I almost feel the hurt that they felt, but then it's made 10 times worse because I know that I did that to them. And I can tell you that any time that's ever happened, which I hope it's been few that I know of, I never, ever intend to do that ever again. I'm a very big proponent of the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. That's how I want to live my life. And I know I don't do that all the time because I am human. I do experience jealousy. I do experience envy. I do experience anger and sometimes mild form of hate. Hate, loathe entirely. I would say it's a little bit more short-lived because I don't like spending my energy on those type of emotions. Oh, this one I sympathize with wholeheartedly. Like, this is me. Gemini is constantly juggling a variety of passions, hobbies, careers, and friend groups. That is a perfect explanation of who I am at my core. I go in and out of passions all the time. I am a lifelong learner, passionate learner. I love learning new skills, new hobbies, new people, because every experience that I have teaches me something different. Every single experience, both good and bad, and I love it all. Now I try not to shy away from anything, even if it's bad, because I know that there's something valuable to learn from it. And I just understand that as a human, like, to grow, I have to experience things. I have to get outside of my comfort zone. Sometimes that goes as far as challenging my own deep-seated personal beliefs. Can't tell you how many times I've thought one thing for years, and then I am met with one counterexample that completely just blows it apart. They are the social butterflies of the zodiac. I would say I am social, but I tend to lean more towards being introverted. I have a very extreme social battery. When it's drained, I'm like dead to the world for at least 2 days. I need that time to recoup. Sometimes it can even take weeks depending on how closely I listen to myself and my own comfort. But I do love talking to people. I think I'm very good at striking up conversations, even sometimes small talk. When I am in a group of people, I tend to be more of the outsider wallflower. I like to observe instead of be the center of attention. I'm definitely not somebody who likes to be the center of attention. So my strengths are gentle, affectionate, curious, adaptable, ability to learn quickly and exchange ideas. Gentle, maybe gentle, maybe physically gentle. I have had moments in the past where verbally I've not been the most gentle. I say things that I regret, and I can't stand myself later for it, but I'm working on that. I am affectionate. When I love deeply. I get very hooked, and it's very easy to get hooked. Very, very curious, very curious. I love working with my hands. I love building things. I love seeing where things can take me. I love seeing the possibilities. I would say I'm definitely adaptable, especially in 2021. I've learned a lot about adaptability, and I actually see adaptability as a strength, because life is all about change. Some people stray away from change so much, and that confuses me because we literally change. Like, we change all the time. Even at the cellular level, cells die and, are birthed, and we change interests, we change people in our lives. I've changed my favorite color at least 50 times. I mean, I love being adaptable. I think that is definitely a superpower. Ability to learn quickly and exchange ideas. And I do learn quickly. I had to learn quickly just being a math major in undergrad. There's another thing too. It says I'm expressive and quick-witted. I'm definitely expressive. A lot of you guys have mentioned that in my comments. They're like, your facial expressions you don't even need to say anything. We just know what you're thinking and what you're feeling. So yeah, I've been told that since like the 6th grade, that I'm very expressive. Really helped me a lot when I was in theater, that's for sure. Quick-witted though, I would say I'm pretty quick. I personally think I'm hilarious. Some people not so much, but I definitely think that is all I have time for right now. Thank you guys so much for giving your questions. I loved reading them, and I definitely loved reading them without being prepared. I think the first video I did prepare a little bit, and I still went off of what I originally wanted to say in that one. I ended up rambling because that's what I do. But I really loved doing this video. I love making Q&A videos and just other things that aren't quite gaming related, because there is so much more to life than video games, and as humans we are multidimensional. We have interests, we have dislikes, we have family, we have lives outside of, our channels. I love reading books. I love learning about myself, and I love helping people in any way that I can. Maybe there's just something that I will say that will spark inspiration in somebody. I love inspiring people to also go out and make their own channels, make your own podcast, do something. If there's anything like a hobby or an interest that you have, or there's something like maybe a message that you want to portray to people, start something, start a podcast, talk about it. You never know who you might reach and who might take something away from what you said or what you did. And also in this video, write down below in the comments maybe some other questions that you have, or some games that you want to see in the future, or maybe other great content ideas that you want to see in the future, whether it's on another channel or it's on this channel. Maybe lifestyle, cooking, even though I can't cook, so don't include cooking. Travel, fashion. I love clothes. I love expressing myself through clothing. Makeup, I do, even though I'm very minimalist with my makeup, I do love to express myself through makeup. But yeah, if you ever have any great ideas, or if you're just curious, I'm generally an open book, and I'm just excited to continue on this journey as a human and to see what is possible for the future, because really anything's possible. All I know is what happens in the moment, and I try to just vibe with that and go with wherever that's willing to take me. Sometimes that's going back to school, sometimes that's starting a new career, sometimes that's dropping everything and really taking a moment of silence to find out who I am again. I love going for hikes, I love being out in nature, and I do love spending as much time as I can with my dog. He is such a source of comfort for me. Anyway, I'm going to stop the video here for now. Again, I apologize for it being super long, but I wanted to try to get to as much as I could. If you guys have watched till the very end, bless you, you're incredible. I don't know how you did it. Definitely excited for the next Q&A video, and whatever video comes after this one. It's either going to be a start to another video game series, or it's going to be the final video for The Last of Us Part 2, which I really hope you guys like if I posted it already, or I hope you guys are looking forward to it if I haven't posted already. If you guys enjoyed the video, or if you're looking forward to more of this content or more content in general, whether it's gaming, lifestyle, etc. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below of stuff you just want to see or any thoughts on stuff that I said during this video. Have a great rest of the day. Have a safe and happy 2022. This is the year for you. You're going to do incredible things, and I'm really excited to see what you guys achieved this year. And I love hearing about your achievements. I love when you guys post in my comment section or in my community posts of something that happened to you in your life that you're really proud of. Tell me about it. I'm all ears. I read almost everything that you guys post. Again, I appreciate you and the support. You guys are all incredible. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.